As I understand it, the purpose of this bill is to add another classification of a protected class for the purpose of combating discrimination. And I guess my main question that I want to purport to the proponent of the bill has to do with the definition that we have ascribed to gender identity or expression. We've had an amendment that changes the definition that we had in the original bill, and yet the changed definition I have the same problem with that I had with the original definition, and that is that it uses the same words in the definition as the words we are defining. You wouldn't say to someone who asked you what an apple is that it is an apple. You would describe it as a fruit. Yet we're going to describe gender identity or expression as gender-related identity or expression. So I want to go straight to the heart of the matter, and through you, Mr. Speaker, if I can ask the proponent of the bill to define for me gender identity.
Representative Fox.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Speaker, as I understand it, gender identity is one's internal sense of maleness, femaleness, or of being a man or a woman.
Thank you for that answer. And through you, Mr. Speaker. So, if I could just follow up, Chairman Fox, if it's the internal feeling of being a male or female, or rather masculine or feminine, I would take from that that it has nothing to do whatsoever with the external appearance of someone. It's the gender identity refers to the inside feelings. Is that correct? Through you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Fox.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And perhaps I should add, and I don't know if I've stated this earlier, but the definition that was proposed in the original bill, which is still part of the amended bill, is the gender identity or expression definition that was utilized in the hate crimes legislation that this General Assembly passed back in 2004. So that's where it came from, essentially. And appearance is one of the factors, as it states in the bill, that can identify someone's gender identity.
I guess my whole issue with this definition is the same as it has been since the very first public hearing, and that is that it's confusing. It's hard to know what is meant by gender identity or expression, and even the amended definition does nothing to say what it is. It uses the same words to describe it, and I cannot seem to find someone who's willing to give me an answer that you must have an appearance a certain way or a feeling a certain way, but they could be, I suppose I could use an example if necessary, but what I'm wondering is, I'll use an example. We mentioned transvestites earlier, and I don't want to get on that topic too much, but a transvestite is defined by Merriam-Webster, which I know we like to refer to in here all the time, as a person, and especially a male, who adopts the dress and often the behavior typical of the opposite sex, especially for the purposes of emotional or sexual gratification. So to me, that is someone who is would be covered under gender expression. The revised or amended bill still begins gender identity or expression, and it starts by saying means, which to me means that it's intended to define what those words mean, gender identity or expression. And I understand completely that the words that were used in the original bill still remain, and there was some information added, but nonetheless, I still don't have a clear answer as to whether or not a transvestite would be someone that is protected under this bill, other than you saying that you doubt it because they would not be having the inner feelings that gender identity requires.